What's good, everyone? Tim, also known as Yoshi McLeod, here with more Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist. Last time, we beat Louis Search, and we actually got her as our new homunculi that we can use. And now, we have at least a bit more exploration of the Sorcerer's Academy that we need to do. So, just making this clear, just so that we are not confused, this is the third post-commentary video that I've been doing so far. I want to say that I have two more before we should get back to live commentary. It's just, as I said before, there was a lot of audio issues, and it was the type of audio issues that oh my god, please, and we almost clutched it. I want to say, I think it was really cool how I almost clutched that and managed to survive it, but also, I didn't need to jump initially. I think I could have just ducked under the laser after taking that first hit and been fine. But, it is what it is. We panicked in the moment, and you gotta not panic. But I digress. At this point, I do think there's a bit more that we need to explore. Also, I'm really bad at keeping my map visible. So, I need to go back through the video, and what I'm actually going to do, I'm hoping this doesn't stop the recording. Boop. Cool. Yeah. Future me, I guess me who actually is doing more editing beyond this, please make sure that we go through and see if I missed one of the students, or if I got all the students in the past few videos. Because I believe they said that there were 6 students, and I don't think I've gotten them all at this point. And based on what I remember seeing in episode 19, I think I know, at least like the talking ahead overview part of me, I know where the missing student is. As I just, we're just going to skip past it, which is fine. I mean, eventually I am going to start going back through everything, or at least as much as I can, because I probably won't 100%. I might just spend some time and just finish getting everything in this game, because I like this game. Oh my god, lasers! Yeah, we just need to be really careful, and I just get caught up so much. I'm not gonna lie, every time I walk into this room, I do not notice that water transition, even though it is very obviously there. My main thing is I want to make sure that we, we take the time and we get as much as we can. I want to finish beating this and getting the, the true ending. My goal is I'm going to start uploading these again once September hits, which is a couple days. But hey, I have like a lot of videos ready to go. So if you're wondering, when was this video, like, post-commentary recorded for episode 20? Today's the 29th of August? Yeah, that's how long it's been since I've, been uploading this stuff. Long ago, worked to Arcane Factory, old homunculi clang, 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 then throw away old homunculi. Humans also, clang, 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 then may go away. How ironic. Garm, why were you in the lower stratum? Don't remember, but saved by little arcane smith when thrown out. Run to lower stratum together, but Grom cart work in mine. I see. I'm glad they didn't dispose of you, Garm. Do my best for disposed friends. I love Garm. He feels like such a kind and gentle soul, but they throw him away, and it's so fucked up. Also, at this point, we're in the Arcane Factory. There's a lot of different directions you can go here. So truthfully, when I was editing my plethora of deaths in this area, I was having trouble with what exactly I wanted to edit and where I was cutting, because I change directions a lot because I just don't quite know where I'm going. There's a lot going on here. So right now we're gonna go try this top route out and see where this takes us. Yeah, this one room has several different paths that branch off of it. So, my thoughts on this game so far. And so, I can kind of say this because I'm not playing at the moment, so I can kind of just, you know, have my just talking off the cuff and, I guess, diarrhea of the mouth, if you want to call it that. This game is good. This game is fantastic. I have not spent enough time with this game to know if I like it better than Ender Lilies yet. And my thoughts on that are, I love Ender Lilies as a game. I love the atmosphere of the game. I love the theming. I love the music. Now, I think this game is a very different atmosphere to Ender Lilies. And like one issue I have with this game, which isn't actually an issue, this music of this game doesn't hit the same way Ender Lilies music hit for me. Now, good job, pass me. Now the reason for that being, personally, I think is the music of Ender Lilies had a much more orchestral feel to it, and the game had a much more Victorian theming to it, which are things that I really, really like. This game has a bit more of a steampunk vibe to it, which is not a bad thing. I think this game's steampunk vibe is phenomenal, but I like Victorian era aesthetic better than steampunk aesthetic. Like, I like the castles, I like the towers, I like the crypts and stuff. This is a lot of mines, schools, steel workshops, things like that. And so, once again, I don't think this game is bad by any means, but the theming of this game is very different than my preferred theming. Good game that doesn't quite hit the same marks for me. Now, in terms of raw gameplay, I think this game's just better raw gameplay-wise, but it's a lot of the aesthetics around it. Ender Lilies' aesthetics were just... What are we doing? Can I kill this guy? Okay. I'm sitting here looking at myself while I'm talking, like, what am I doing? As I was saying, though, a lot of the aesthetics of this game, they are not bad. They are phenomenal. They are just not my preferred aesthetic. Like, for those who don't know, I'm a huge D&D player. I don't do steampunk stuff very much. It's not something that I know well, and not something that I vibe with as much. But a lot more classic fantasy, Victorian era style, like castles, kings, and stuff. That stuff's my jam. Uh-oh, do I die here? Oh my god, I think so. Yo, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why do we run this way? I guess we panicked. Oh, the smooth moves, though. Oh my god. Got a shot. I think I thought that thing to the right was a platform. It definitely isn't, now that I'm looking. Oh, I thought... dang, that's crazy. That would have caught me there, too, because it almost seemed like we could have made it through there. But yeah, lots of different directions to go here. No, I do very much enjoy this game, though. And personally, I do think that the theming of this game being so different than what I was looking forward to and thought I was going to be getting in Ender Lilies, just kind of... I don't know. I think it's just... Because very much in Ender Lilies, the Victorian theming spoke to me, so I played that game to death. And in this game, I still like it. I still love it. It's just... It doesn't call to me in the same way that Ender Lilies did. And side note, part of the reason why these videos are going to start going up again, Hollow Knight Silk Song is about to come out. And I want to beat this game real quick before Silk Song comes out. And one thing I'm worried about is... I'm hoping that I don't get a similar effect with Silk Song, where it's like, wow, I love all the updates they made to the game and the gameplay and the way it works, and then it just doesn't vibe with me the same way because there's some like thing in the theming that doesn't quite click with me the same way the original did. For those who are unaware, my two favorite Metroidvanias that I've played, my three favorite Metroidvanias I've played in the past 5 years are Ender Lilies, Quietest of the Night, Hollow Knight, and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, with Hollow Knight being number 1, Will of the Wisps being 2, and Ender Lilies being number 3. So, I tend to... Oh my god, there's lava down there. I think when I originally recorded, I actually screamed, oh god, lava. I was just trying to move quickly, and me being dumb, I just fell down there. That's my fault, though. But okay, continuing my thoughts, though. The thing that really sucks, because I really want to play Hollow Knight Silk Song on release and just play all day, but the problem is, I have work that day. So I'm so frustrated, and I'm going to complain about this a little bit. My school starts school. So okay, first day I go back to work as a teacher is the 2nd of September. The first day students are there is the 4th. If I did not have students on the 4th, oh, I'd be taking that day off and playing Silk Song. But because students are in that day, I can't take off that day or the Friday. Although I will probably just go home and I'll probably literally go gym, home, and then play Hollow Knight. Yeah, we're just getting destroyed. I'm probably gonna go home or gym, then head home, then play Silk Song both days. And then that Saturday where you're like, oh, you can play it all day Saturday. No, I can't. Because one of my other jobs, we have orientation for the beginning of the school year that same day. There's someone laughing at me as they prevent me from playing Hollow Knight Silk Song on release. But damn it, I'm going to play that game, and I'm going to have to sit there and avoid spoilers nonstop for that game. I'm really excited for Hollow Knight Silk Song, and I'm going to stop talking about Silk Song for the rest of this video, because I just wanted to be level with you guys with why I'm uploading these videos again all of a sudden. It also, to side note, me continuing my thought process. Like, I know normally I stop talking when those things pop up on screen. I'm sorry, if you want to read that, please pause. I know normally I would read them out loud, but because it's a post commentary and I don't know how long I'm paused for, I'd end up trying to read fast to get through it or read too slow, but different point. What point was I making? Yo, I completely lost my train of thought. I do intend to upload some Hollow Knight Silk Song content. I'm gonna do a full playthrough of that game, just completely blind. I'm excited for it. Probably just as excited as that. No, I'm way more excited for Silk Song. I think I screamed when they announced the date. But I digress. I'm gonna make time. I'm gonna find time to play this game. I swear somebody was trying to make it as difficult for me to sit and play that game on release as possible. But at the same time, it is what it is. We'll make time. We always do. This area is... So, I think I complained at one point that the areas weren't difficult, really. And the game really was just like, hey, these areas aren't difficult? Yeah, I said that to my fucking face. And then suddenly the areas are like really tricky to traverse through. To anyone who's watching this video, please do me a huge favor. If you know of any other good Metroidvanias that I should play, please let me know. I really love Metroidvanias, and they're some of my favorite games of all time. I will say, I think... What game? 9 Lives I heard about is a good one. Right. Yeah, I'm so scared of Brand right now. But, more enemies... Okay, there's a lot of these stupid hidden crates and stuff, and I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to suss them out. Yeah, he jumped out of my attack. Good dodge past me. Good job. I applaud you. I will say, this area, it's really tricky, this platforming, and I actually really like these platforming puzzles, that kind of things that the game's doing. I wish more games would do stuff like this, where, yes, the platforming's tricky, but it's like half a puzzle where you're trying to figure out where everything goes and how to make it through areas. Nothing like this is as tricky as Hollow Knight's Path of Pain, which I do genuinely like the Path of Pain, and I wish there were more tricky challenges like that. But I'm also a little sad. I don't know. It's challenges like the Path of Pain I think are really cool. I think it is worth it to put more cool challenges like that. Ender Lilies did that too with the... There was a spot, I think, when you were getting the 100%, when you were finding the last things to upgrade Umbral Knight. So here, my whole point, you have to get these things arranged into like this nice little staircase to get up here to this item, which I think that's really cool and interesting design. Yeah, increases our break damage to enemies too, which, amazing. I'm wondering how the game expects us to clear this top right corner of this room. But it doesn't appear like there's anything else here. Which, in the grand scheme of things, is fine. It's not that big of a deal. There's not anything else. Actually, I didn't even realize that I did a good job clearing out all the enemies here. If you ever notice, I don't do things that give me extra heals. I always kind of will try my best with 3. And the reason for that, just in case anyone's curious, I very, very firmly believe having extra heals is a crutch. in a game like in a game like this, if you play better, you don't need extra heals. I think there's a couple exceptions where like you're in environmental areas where the environment just constantly damages you for no reason. Outside of that though, I think extra heals is always a crutch and you don't actually need them if you just play the game better. Good job, we just died. You know, I'm going to have a minor complaint, and I think I've said this before, but I'm just going to say it again. I think it is, while I understand the atmospheric design of it, I absolutely hate that the game gets super quiet whenever you go underwater and you lose the background music. I like the idea of it, but I think the on my breaks, I can't help but wonder, for what purpose was I created? Oof. Continuing. Hey look, we found an easier way to get down here to where the lava killed me. I think the point that I was trying to make before is the music getting quiet when you're underwater is an interesting idea for the atmospheric purposes. But the problem is it takes away from the really interesting music, and then we even had a full boss fight that was underwater. And not being able to hear anything from that boss fight made that boss fight just feel honestly awkward. Even though I think that was a really cool boss, it just made it a bit more awkward. So just keep this room in mind for a second. I'm gonna complain about it in like a moment, but I want us to see what's at the end of it first. Stupid homunculi generator. Oh, I think the dude was standing in the fire, so I didn't notice him die. That's funny. Ow, ow. Okay, so they put a white lily there, which heals us or restores a healing charge. And then we run into a boss fight. This boss fight, we have this big dumb robot that we need to fight. And while we're fighting it, it's spawning more things and shooting lasers at us. This fight is annoying. I actually don't like it very much, and I think this took me about 20 to 30 minutes to beat, because this is actually kind of tricky to deal with. Actually, I think it took me longer than that, and I actually had to stop, take a break, and come back in another recording session. Stuff like that. Just didn't see that coming. You have to run to that lava room every time you want to try this fight. So I just want us to be clear. Every time I died, I had to make it back to that lava room. I find stuff like that annoying. So, like, at least, please, just put the respawn room closer next time. Granted, I will say I do think the game was trying to be helpful, at least a little bit. Because what they did do is, once you got to the end of the lava room, you got a free white lily, which that either restores a healing charge, or if your healing charges are full, it'll just directly heal you as if you did a healing charge. Ow. I'm just getting bullied in a corner. It's so bad. But yeah. Every death having to come back through that area is really frustrating. So, boom. This guy, he has a laser. All of his attacks are very telegraphed, so you just need to pay attention. Eyes flash, you get the circle, so you want to drop down so you're not standing on top of it. When he does a little laser, that means you're going to shoot the laser. He also did a lot of things where he spawns enemies. You want to be aware of whatever robots he's spawning. What I'm trying to do is every time I use an SP move, I'm hitting one or more robots that he has spawned with it. The reason being is, clear the ads. You die here when you get overwhelmed by the ads. You can also manipulate where they're firing their attacks by like doing like a jump and then just dropping. You want to make sure you're coming down for your jump, not going up from your jump when those lasers come out, because if you're going up, you get the issue of Lilac pauses at the top of their jump when their momentum hits 0 for that fraction of a second, and if you're going up and then you hit zero movement for even a moment, suddenly you take a shot and you die. Now I will say, one thing that if you notice, I'm healing on every attack. I have a thing that heals 1 HP every time I hit my opponents with an attack. This includes every individual tick of our super. So one, if you're hitting multiple enemies, you'll heal a bunch, and even then, you'll heal a decent bit just from using your normal attacks on enemies. The whole point of this is a way to try to help self-sustain myself. This is a tricky fight to survive in. Although I think this is a very good run. But at this point, I know most of the patterns of everything. That was a really bad jump because I dashed into the laser. That was actually really good. I think Levi and Nola seem to be two of the best allies to use their super moves of. I'm usually happy with the results of both of them. It's not great. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. There we go. Levi, clear both the ads out, and we take out the boss. That's my last heal, so I can't afford to get hit more. Immediately gets hit. Immediately gets hit. This is good. Healed a little bit and dealt a bunch of damage. Where I thought the last little fraction. We do not want to die here. That would be really tragic. And we took it down. Nicely done, past me. I would applaud you, but I don't want that to come up on the mic. Damage to core. Systems. Emergency. Shut down. Shut down. It stopped. A homunculi ceaselessly creating homunculi. Was it acting of its own will? Or was it the will of the administrator, Gilroy? Perhaps it has been infected by Gilroy's consciousness. The central stratum is more infested with mutants than I had suspected. I never imagined the fumes of the depths would pulse this much. It bears further investigation. And we got special ally amplifiers. We got 3 of them, too. There's needless to say, there's a lot going on here. So, I haven't finished the game yet. I'm not that far past this point, honestly. And so, because of that, I have so many questions about what is going on here. Because, God, it makes me think. It makes me think a lot. We have all these homunculi. Please don't interrupt. He's just resting. What was I trying to say? We have a lot of homunculi that are going rogue. We have homunculi who are turning into mutants. And they are saying the fumes are the things that are causing them to go mutants. I'm wondering what the relationship between the fumes and the blight are. Because it wouldn't surprise me. It would actually make a lot of sense to me. Is the fumes are similar to the blight, and they're what happens when... what allows the blight to affect mutants. That makes a lot of sense to me, truthfully. We're pausing again. What are we pausing for? Oh, I'm looking at the whole map. I think I'm trying to figure out where I need to go next, which it looks like there's somewhere on that right side for me to go. Continuing though. What did I see? Okay. Past me, you saw something that I didn't see. I'm here for it. Let's see. Oh, cool. You found a thing over here. It looks like I must have noticed that there must have been some type of secret here. Good stuff, past me. Respect. But yeah, it's the homunculi going mutant. I think it legitimately has to have some relationship to the blight. But then our question becomes, what is that relationship? Because a lot of this, and obviously because they're games in the same series, so it makes sense that it's going to have some similarities. But the way Lilac attunes to these homunculi and gets them out of their rages just seems very reminiscent of how Lily as a priestess would cleanse people of blight. But then on top of that, I think we've already heard Lilac, oh, that's just the body of a hanging homunculi, and there's another one too. I didn't even notice those in the foreground because when I'm playing, I'm paying attention to so many other things. That's dark. As I was trying to say though, I think as I've been playing, like, I remember them mentioning that Lilac has the blood of a priestess. So, Lilac has the blood of a priestess, which I'm curious as to what priestess Lilac has the blood of, as well as Lilac has these attuner skills, which makes me wonder what exactly Lilac is and who Lilac is related to. Because I think if I had to put a guess out here, and this is my guess, Lilac, I think, is Lily's child. Like, we keep talking about Lady Lilia. There's a part of me that's like, oh, Lilia is just Lily, just older, or maybe that's her full name, and because she knows that her clone sisters were named Lily, she didn't want to just directly take the name Lily. She wanted to have, like, some type of difference there, which I could totally see that being a thing. Granted, I don't know the full story of this game. I've avoided the storytelling of this game because I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, I know it came out in January. That's my fault, though. Was it January or March this game came out? It came out in January, because you know what? I know it came out in January for the singular reason of I didn't take a day off from February all the way through May. Because why would I take a day off? Taking days off is for the week, right? No. As someone who works a lot, please take days off, take care of yourself. We don't take enough days off, and people don't take care of themselves. So, but yeah, that's my thought here. I'm thinking that Lily is Lilac's mother. Or, I'm curious that if Lily... Would it make sense for Lily to do the same thing that the Priestess of the Font did? Where they let them clone them? But I don't know, because I don't know if that's something that Lily would do. But Lily's also a silent protagonist, so we don't get much character outside of her loving her mother. Hey, look, we have a respite. And since we have a respite, this means we are approaching the end of the video. So since we're at the end, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!